Alright guys, this is Team with Rear Disc and I'm back with another video. I have another comparison for you today. Shout out to my friend Stan for letting me borrow this bag right here. It's a brand new bag, hasn't been opened until now. I have not put any disc in it. It has not seen even one blade of grass. It's brand new. Once I'm done with this comparison, I'm going to put it back in the bag and give it back to him, and he's going to keep it in his collection of bags. So what I have for you today is the Squatch LORE, which is on your left. Put it up against the Grip EQ BX3. I've already weighed this thing off camera, so that way we don't have to do it on camera. The last video I did, the Squatch LORE weighed in at 3.2 pounds. The Grip EQ BX3 over here weighs in at 3.9 pounds. So it's slightly heavier than the Squatch LORE. This is the Paul Macbeth 10th anniversary edition. However, it's still a BX3. It's still going to have all the similar features as a regular normal Grip EQ BX3. It did come with a special edition disc and a special edition shirt or something like that. That's not in the video. I weighed it without any of that in the bag, just the BX3 framework as it is. I'm excited about this comparison, number one, because even though my last comparison, the LORE was very comparable to the Rufus, I don't think they're in the same market, and I'll do another video explaining that at a later time. I do believe these two brands right here, Squatch and Grip EQ, are going to be in contention for a long time, and I do believe that Squatch is doing something very different in order to take over the Grip EQ market. So I really am excited to bring this comparison, and I really can't wait to see what the differences are. So I'm going to show that to you right now. So let's get started with dimensions. Here we go. First off, we're going to measure the back like we normally do. This is from bottom to top. And then if I haven't mentioned it already, this does weigh 0.7 pounds less than this particular Grip BX3 here. Okay, so from top to bottom, here we go. This is 17 inches from top to bottom. And this Grip EQ does sit a little bit taller. Top to bottom here, this is going to be looking at 19.5 inches. So the Grip EQ is a little bit taller, and you can kind of see that visually already. Now we're going to go to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and measure the width of it. And we're going to do it from the outer seam to the outer seam. So here we go. Outer seam to outer seam, we are looking at 13.5 inches. Let's go ahead and look at the Grip EQs outside of the seam to outside of the seam. We're looking at, did I measure that? Yes. We're looking at 10.5 inches, almost 11 inches. Let me see, that's the back of it. Let's see, that's the front of it. Let's see, the back of it is, we're looking at 11.5 inches. So in terms of the main compartment, it is not as wide, but I'm going to try and measure it because the LORE, the way it's set up, you can put water bottles in these side pockets, which is what these water bottles are. So I'm going to measure from seam of the water bottle to seam of the other water bottle because that's the widest point on a Grip EQ, really. So we'll see how that goes here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it this way. We're looking at 18.5 inches. So the LORE is 13.5 from seam to seam. And then the Grip EQ from the edge of the water bottle holder to the other edge of the water bottle holder is 18.5. So you're looking at about a 5-inch difference, even though it doesn't look like it. But that's how wide the Grip EQ is at its widest point in the back. Now we're going to go and measure the depth of this thing. Okay, so when you put the water bottle in, I'm just going to go the depth of this from front to back. That's 9 inches in depth. We're going to go ahead and do that with the LORE right here. We're looking at 8.5 inches in depth. Not that big of a difference in terms of depth, but height and width, definitely a difference. That is the dimensions. Those are dimensions. We already talked about weight. So let's go ahead and break these things down. Here we go. Okay, got the camera pointed where it needs to be. So let's start with the top putter pocket here. On the Grip EQ, you just have one zipper at the top, just like that. And then you put your hand in here and it goes down really far. This pocket right here is called the quiver pocket. I believe Grip EQ has dubbed that term. And the way this works is that it has, on the underside of it, it has this little cinch cable here. And when you cinch it up like this, back and forth, it causes the pocket to raise up and down. And that results into the putters in this pocket right here, either putters or discs, to move up and down, and that will adjust the height and how how far up the disc will go. All right. And these zippers are not waterproofed or water resistant, so just keep that in mind. They are really nice zippers. I believe they are YKK zippers, so they do feel really nice overall. Next to the putter pocket on the Grip EQ, there are D-rings on each side of the putter pocket. And then below that, right underneath the putter pocket, which I think Grip EQ is the only manufacturer that makes a pocket like this. These are called the Valuables pocket. It's just a pocket some people do use to put their disc in there. This is the pocket where I mostly put my wallet, my keys, my birdie bag, basically my snacks, anything goes in here. And I believe this is one of my favorite things about a Grip EQ, really, is this particular bag. I don't know how they do it, but it actually has room in here to put all your stuff in there. So that's the putter pocket, just this top area of a bag. On the Lore, we just have a putter pocket that is cavernous. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite style of putter pockets is this opening right here. This zipper is water resistant. The red zipper, it does go all the way back around like this. You flip the flap up, there is a Velcro piece right in here that attaches to this Velcro piece on the inside. And inside the bag itself, it's just one cavernous 200D material. And it's just huge, like you can fit a lot of things in here. I don't know, I fit 6 putters in here before, so it fits a lot of discs. You put that flap down, and that's how you access your cavernous putter pouch on the Lore itself. On the putter pocket of the Lore, there are 2 D-rings, one on each side, just like the setup of the BX3 from Grip. It does not have a front pocket. It does have a really cool Squatch logo on the front. Moving down from there, we get down to the flap, the main compartment flap. This is where a mini marker could go or a small scorecard if you wanted to. The main flap itself does open up on both sides just like so. And then it has a thin foam material on the inside that's flexible. It does not have a Velcro piece to attach to the interior, but that's okay because with the way this bag sits, when you put your discs in here, this flap does just sit on your disc and it's pretty functional as it is. And then on the Grip itself, the main compartment flap does have 2 staggered pockets. They do not fit any discs in there, but again, you can actually put a scorecard in here. You can put your mini down here as well. So it does function as for other things. If I open this up right here, it does open just like so. It does have a little bit of a foam, just like the other on the Lore. It does have this Velcro piece. Inside the Velcro piece, there is a Velcro that is attached to the back of the bag itself. That Velcro attaches to that second part of the Velcro and it holds it up even when it's empty, whereas the Lore really doesn't do that. But again, I just think that because the putter pocket sits so low on here, that when you put your disc in, I think it functions just as fine, but some people like it with a Velcro, some people don't. Moving on from there, this particular bag just has a lot of print on there and whatnot, but normal Grip EQ BX3 bags just has all solid here, and I do believe some of them have a Grip EQ logo right here, whereas on the Lore, it does have the Squatch logo, and it's very muted, which I really like. All right, moving to the sides, right here. So both of the sides of each of these bags are identical on both sides. They're not asymmetrical like other bags that I've reviewed. So on the side here, we have a pocket on the outside on the Grip the BX3. This pocket, can be used for a mini. It can be used for, you can put your stool in here, and then you can also put birdie bags in here as well. So it's just another outside pocket. It also has a cup holder on the side that is very, very insulated and is very tall. And it does, at the bottom of this water bottle holder or insulated water bottle pouch, there is a little hole cut out right here. That is to help drain any condensation or any rainwater or just anything that gets caught in there that's a liquid. Moving on from there, we have a zipper right here. And this pocket opens up like this. Inside the pocket, there is another pocket that's not elasticated, but it's just a pouch that you can put other things in it as well. And then although at the bottom, there's a little bit of insulation as well. The BX3 also has this expandable zipper as well. So if you need more space and you need to put your hoodie, extra towels, extra socks, extra clothes, extra shirts, you can actually go ahead and expand that out and you can stuff it with way more stuff. On the Lore itself, the pocket is pretty renovative, I think, because compared to other pockets of other bag manufacturers, especially the ones that are in the same price point as this particular bag. So we have a nice solid black piece right here with 2 red zippers. These 2 red zippers open up to give you access to a flap. Allows the flap to open. The flap does have a bar of Velcro right here that keeps it down on the outside, but inside itself with this 200D red nylon liner, there's also another Velcro that is to keep it, to help hold that flap down so that you can use this for water bottles or extra discs. The difference between these side pockets, between the Lore and the BX3, is that the BX3 side pockets, you can't really put extra discs in there. So if you're out on a field and you want to test out a disc during a round, a new disc during a round, you can't fit that in here. Whereas on the Lore itself, the depth of the bag is the same depth as the main compartment. Therefore, you can actually put discs on the side pockets here, especially ones that you want to test out in the field. The difference, another difference between this pocket and the BX3 is that this outer pocket has this material right here, this liner. This actually creates a divide between the exterior and the interior. So speaking of which, the interior of the pocket, this black zipper, which is also, it's waterproof by the way. The red zippers are water resistant and the black zippers are waterproof. When you open the interior of the side pocket, there's an elasticated pocket and it's a good size, it's huge. And you can hold valuable things or things you do not want to get wet during light rain inside this pocket. And then things that you need access right away, like your water bottles, and you don't care that your water bottle is getting wet, then that way you can actually put it in this pocket. So I think that was the design for the Lore, is to have these pockets where you can access things that you don't care that's going to get wet in a light rain situation, but you can leave things that you want to keep dry on the inside of it. And I think that's why this bag, this particular pocket, is unique compared to the BX3. It's identical on the other side, and the same with the BX3, identical. The BX3, I do see that it's got this straps here, and this strap is actually to hold down a stool, an umbrella, or a retriever. And again, it's got the same pocket. You put your stool or your umbrella in here, and then this, you put it through the strap, and this strap holds it down. The Lore itself does have a slight difference on the other side of the side pocket. This side right here, you see there's one D-ring towards the top of the putter pocket, but there's no other D-rings. The other pocket has the same thing, D-ring by the putter pocket, but it also has these 2 D-rings on the side pocket here. This is to help for you to use a ball bungee to hold down a stool or an umbrella or a retriever on this side of the pocket. But otherwise, the rest of the pocket is exactly identical and the same. So I will go ahead and put everything in here so you can see it later. But that's how it looks, and then you would put everything here and then it would get attached. So that's the side pockets. Moving to the back of the bag itself. Grip EQ has been known for their gnarly, thick, wide shoulder straps. They've also been known to have their shoulder straps sewn in a way where it's one solid piece all the way across the shoulders, and it acts as a handle or hull loop basically, and it comes all the way down with this red, supposed to be lifter straps, load lifters, but they're not really used for that. These straps just come all the way down, and then it comes down and it hooks at the bottom like this. It also has a sternum strap, just like so, and they are adjustable. And it also has the strap tighty keepers. That is the same thing on the Lore. It's got very thick straps, except the strap on top here, the black strap, versus this red strap, it does function as a lift loader. A load lifter, I should say, a load lifter, and it will help deploy the straps. That's what you see on from the side here, where the lower straps are kind of hanging out like this, and the grips are not. The grip is kind of flat towards the back of it. As far as padding goes, oh, one more thing. This little clip right here is for a rainfly. I have a rainfly coming, so when I do the full review of this bag, I will show you how that functions. But right now, the rest of the back of the bag is that we have 3D mesh material. We also have this lumbar support down here. This helps keep the discs that's on the bottom of the bag here off of your back. And then it also has a 500D Cordura material that kind of wraps up and keeps this from going through wear and tear and from ripping so easily. On the Grip EQ, it has a similar setup, except the 3D mesh material are only on the shoulders right here. It's got a grip logo in the middle right here, and then it's got this This compartment, this is where the rain fly goes if you order a rain fly for the BX3, but they also put a padding here to help with the lumbar support. And then at the bottom, there's really not a 500D or a 1000D that comes up. It actually has this hard ridge material along with this rail at the bottom here. And this is a hard material at the bottom, whereas the Lore itself does not have that. It's just a soft bottom. Okay, so that pretty much is the exterior of the bag itself and the interior of the bag itself without the disc in it. I believe Grip EQ is an 840D nylon and a 420D nylon. I believe this is the 420D nylon, and then I think this is the 840D nylon. I believe the BX3, they revamped, they reused some of the material so that it's lighter, but it's not 500D Cordura and 1000D Cordura. That's where the difference in material is for the exterior of each bag. Right here at the bottom right here, so this panel and this panel right here, and all the bottom is 1000D Cordura, and then the rest of the Lore all the way up is 500D Cordura, even on the sides. And then inside is, it looks like, it feels like a 200D nylon material. Whereas the Grip EQ, it's, all of this is 840, and then the rest of this is 420. So there's a slight difference in material, and this is nylon and not Cordura. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and pack these up with disc and see how they look. All right, so we have the bags filled out, fitted with discs and stool and all the junk that you would put in a bag when you go out and around. The Lore is set up for what my casual rounds and my tournament rounds I would carry during those types of rounds. So that's why everything that I normally carry during a casual round, maybe a rain fly, which I do have a rain fly coming, and I would carry extra towels, but this bag definitely has enough room for that. The Grip EQ BX3 has all the discs that I had on the Rufus in it, and they're all clean discs. They're not full of mud or anything because, again, this is my friend's bag. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like with all the stuff in it, and it even has a towel just like the Lore, so the setup is close as possible. The only thing I don't have is the extra stool, so I will be moving the stool to that side to show you how that looks. All right, so starting from the top here, we have the putter pouch. The quiver is set up right now for the disc to be right on top. There's 2 putters in here, and then I do have 16 discs in the main compartments. The Lore has 5 putters in the top. You can see right there, 5 putters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It also has 16 discs in the main compartment. Let's go ahead and count them so you can see. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. These discs are made by Axiom. They have a 2-tone, so an outer rim that's a different color versus the main plate. So they might look like multiple discs, but they're not. They're one disc, so each one of these is a disc. So there are 16 in here. So 16 plus 5 on the Lore is 21. The BX3, right now I have 16 discs fitted in here. Gonna go ahead and count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. There are 6 mid-ranges in here, and the rest are all distance drivers. And on the Lore, I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 mid-range and 1 putter. Normally, I don't carry this extra mid-range right here. I just put it in here for you guys to see how it looks with 16 discs loaded up. I believe the BX3, you can definitely get more discs in here, but as it sits right now with 16 discs, this is how easy it is to get it out of the middle. And then this is how easy it is to get it out on the ends. If I was to put an extra disc in here, so let me just grab one from this side and put it in here. Now, it's a little bit of a friction to get it out, and to get the inside disc, the most inside disc out, it's still doable. So that's not bad at all on the BX3. We're gonna go ahead and put this disc back over here. Now we're gonna see how it looks pulling in and out of the Lore. So the middle, pull it out, pull it in, pull it out, push it in. It works pretty well. There's a tiny bit of friction compared to the BX3. I think it's because this pocket sits a little bit higher than the Lore. So I think there's not a lot of tension right here. Plus, I don't have a mini in here right now. let's see what happens if I put a mini in here. If I put a mini in here, it's still pretty smooth to get that in and out. If I remove the mini on the Lore, it comes in and out pretty good. As far as the ends go, I'm going to put the mini back in because this is how I would normally set it up. There's a little bit of friction, but you can still get it in and out of the bag. So if you just hold it back like this, pull it in and out, there's a slight friction on the ends compared to this BX3, but it's not too bad at all. I think where the Lore shines is really this putter pocket. There's 5 putters comfortably in here. I can actually take one of these and put it on here, and that will give you 6, so that's 22 discs right there. The BX3, I have 2 in there right now. It is meant to carry 2, I believe, possibly 3. I'm not going to stretch this out because this is my friend's bag, but I believe you can carry 3 in here. 3 plus 16 is 19. You could probably fit another one like you saw in there, that's 20, and then you can probably even finagle maybe an extra one in there, so that could be 21. So that's roughly about 18 and 21 discs on the BX3. We have a lot. So on the Lore right here, 21 is the minimum right now. You can go to 22. You can put 3 more on each of these sides. That adds another 6, so that's 28 discs. Possibly going to 30 if you carry more drivers. So this thing can go up to 30 for a small form factor bag compared to the BX3. The other thing that I like about this bag is that these side pockets are big enough to carry extra discs, like I said earlier, compared to the BX3. The BX3 and the side pockets, you really can't put any disc in there because they're just not meant for discs. They're only meant for extra hoodies, extra towels, things like that. While we're on this side right here, I want to show you the cup holder on the BX3. It does come in and out pretty easily. Go ahead and just show you that right there. In and out just like that. And it's a very snug fit. This pocket does have pencil holders in here, so that's a nice touch on the BX3. And these are 32-ounce bottles. I don't know if the 40-ounce would fit into the Grip EQ's pocket. As far as the Lore, the setup goes, this particular pocket houses the water bottle, also 32-ounce, with an umbrella with a retriever here. And if I pull these out, this water pocket does move back and forth. It does not really sit in place, so it does slide back and forth. So I do recommend putting something in here to hold it, or a towel. I do have a solution for this actually, and I will go ahead and talk about it in my actual review of this bag. The way this works is that you can actually take this, there's a D-loop right here. You can actually use a ball bungee and go ahead and strap it around to go ahead and make it more secure. I don't know if I have that here. Yes, I do. So I can just show you right here. I'm actually going to do that with the stool because I think it's easier to seat that way. On the grip, there's this red strap that holds this in place, so you can see how it moves. And it also, the bottom of the umbrella or stool will actually fit in this pocket right here, so that kind of holds it in place at the bottom. If I remove this and I take these out, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. It does fit really nicely into the Lore, but if you see, you can see it just kind of flops around. So that's what this little D-ring is for on the side here. I'm going to go ahead and loop this through and just pretend this is a ball bungee. I think it would be cleaner. Right now I just have only this little strap to do as a demonstration. So if I just take this strap and go like this, I am trying to order some ball bungees. Just gotta decide which ones I want. But I am going to order some ball bungee for this bag when I get the right ones. So yeah, if you get the straps in like this and tighten it down, I think it will work better with the ball bungee. You can go ahead and see that it is a more secure fit, like so. So that is one way to keep this particular stool or an umbrella in place. So that's the side pockets on the Lore and the Grip EQ. The Grip EQ, you can actually fit this in here as well, like this. Both of these will fit in here just fine. Just like so. And then you can just go ahead and cinch this down. And it would just be a very nice fit compared to the Lore. All right. And I believe both function very well with the cup holders. The BX3 has a cup holder on each side, so you can carry 2 water bottles. The same can be said for the Lore. The Lore, you can actually put 2 water bottles on one side of the bag, which is, I actually think some people like that. Some people don't, some people do. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that right now. And again, this is 2 32-ounce bottles. And there you go. You can kind of see 2 32-ounce bottles fit just fine on the Lore. All right, there are clothes that I put in here, just stuff so you can see how big it looks. You can actually even expand this, and this holds more stuff as well if you wanted to. The nice thing about the BX3 is it does separate items that are not disc from from each other, meaning that you are not tempted to put a disc in this pocket. If that's what you like, then that's great. So this bag would be perfect for you. Whereas the Lore is meant to be a small, compact form factor with a multi-use functionality. What that means is that you can use the pocket for items such as towels, hoodies, extra socks, extra shirts, things like that. But if you don't want to, you can actually go ahead and put discs in here. So for example, I'm going to take these two things out, and you can go ahead and just stuff whatever discs you want in here. So you can see that's 3 putters right there. 4 putters. So can't really do that with the grip. It just does not fit. See, it just does not fit. I think that's the versatility the Lore has over the BX3. Okay, so go ahead and put those to the side as well. And then as far as comfort goes, I'm going to have to give the comfort to the Lore on this one. One of my main reasons that I don't care for with the grip bags is that they continuously make these straps, and they have improved these straps over the years. They've gotten thicker, they've gotten wider. But this haul part right here with the that's connected to the straps as one piece across like this, it actually is kind of uncomfortable for someone with a short torso like mine, because when I do put it on and I cinch both of these straps down, this kind of sometimes rub on my neck, and I don't know like why grip does that, but I guess that's just how they manufacture the bags. It also sits pretty low compared to the top of the bag compared to the Lore, and I think with it doing that, if I try to cinch it down so that this whole entire top of the bag gets closer to my shoulder, then this touches my neck. Whereas the Lore doesn't really do that, because this haul loop is not attached to these straps. And then you can also kind of see that the straps are deployed like in this curved position compared to the BX3 where it's not. And I think that's what makes this Lore bag more comfortable. I also don't like how wide these straps are, because I don't have broad shoulders. I have very like narrow shoulders and surface area to work with. So these wide straps are actually kind of uncomfortable when I put it on my body compared to the more narrow straps of the Lore itself. I also love the haul loop on the Lore compared to the BX3. It's a nice sturdy loop, and I love the accent red stitching, which I think is cool. So overall, I do think comfort-wise, I prefer the Lore. I do think that the form factor of the Lore I prefer better, because it is shorter and it just fits nicely on my back compared to the BX3. Don't get me wrong, when Grip came out with their backpack, it was comfortable compared to everyone on the market, and now Squatch is doing just that, except they have the bags have evolved because Squatch is doing something different. They're putting quality bags into, quality materials into a bag that is less than $200, and they're competing with bags like the BX3 and the CX1 from Grip. This bag right now is $209, not this exact flag anniversary bag, but the BX3 on Grip is $209. When the Lore got released, just shortly, just a little bit before the Lore got released, the AX5 went on sale for $209 as well, and the AX5 is much wider than this BX3. So you can see that competition is heating up, and there's a reason for it, because this Squatch LORE is competing very well with Grip's middle line of bags. So I think it's doing well, and I think I understand why people are really hyped about this Lore, myself included. I don't like the pockets of the Grip. I really never did. I am actually over this side pocket because yes, it does carry things, but it just doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing because it's just kind of off. It's not lined with the rest of the bag. And I don't like the fact that I can't carry extra discs when I want to practice. Sometimes I want to throw an extra disc or in there because I wanted to see if I can beat it in. Other times I would be searching for my own disc and I'll find someone else's disc, and I had the same problem with my other grip bag where I could not throw it in the side pocket. I had to throw it in my valuables item, and it was rubbing on my phone and it was driving me nuts because I didn't have room in the main compartment and I didn't have room on my putter pocket. So that's one of the things that I'm just over with the grip side pockets. I know people love them. I know people have been using grip, and the ones who got sponsored by them. I mean, great. It's a great bag overall, but as a consumer, when you have bags with pockets that are multifunction like this, I can use it for towels, I can use it for socks, I can use it for extra hoodies. But then on days where I'm playing a casual round and there's no rain or anything in the forecast and it's nice in 70 or 80s, and I find an extra disc, I have a place to put it where it's not in my main compartment if there's not enough room in my main compartment. So I think that's great. I also love this pocket where it has a divider so that the wet items or dirty, muddy things can be on the outside and it doesn't touch the valuables that's on the inside that I want to keep dry. I think that's a cool innovation. But yeah, the only gripe I have both gripes with how the umbrella is held on this bag. My favorite setup, or my favorite way to hold an umbrella, is a setup on pound bags. So I do believe that that's still far better than these bags, but they're not in the same realm. Like, pound bags are not in the same competition as these bags. These are in a different market. They're competing with one another, and I thought that's why I think this is a good idea that I made this video with the BX3 and the Lore. So yeah, there you have it. BX3 sits a little bit higher. Oh, because that reminds me, with it sitting higher, not only are the straps uncomfortable for someone like me, the rails, because of these rails, there's a hard bottom that has to be installed for the grip bag to work with the rails. This hard bottom, they have put padding here to help. It doesn't matter. Over time, this will start digging in if you're wearing this bag for 3 hours. That's what happens with my grip ATS. That's what happens with my previous AX4. That's what happens with my previous CS bags. That's just how it works with the rails. So I hope grip does something about this. Okay, so like I said earlier, the grip rail system, it's done. I think it's done. If they put a 1000D Cordura on the bottom and take out the rails, you get a nice soft bottom like this bag, and it will last you a while, and I believe it's more comfortable, and using it is more comfortable. I can wear this much longer. I'm on my 7th or 8th round, I can't remember, of this bag already. I got 2 more rounds to go before I do a full review on this bag. So look for that video that's coming up in a few days here. But anyways, so that's why I think after wearing a bag with a soft bottom, I don't really want to go back to a bag with the rails anymore. I will wear it to do a review on it, but I've had enough grip bags in my life that the rail system is getting old on me. So I would prefer a soft bottom with a 1000D Cordura material that will last a long time. And then this bag also has a lifetime warranty. I don't know what grip's warranty is now. I know when they first came out with their bags back in like 2012, there was a lifetime warranty on it, but I don't think that is the case anymore. Whereas Squatch has a lifetime warranty, and it's a really good warranty as well. So that's my review of the 2 bags compared head to head. We have the Squatch LORE and the BX3 head to head. If you have any questions, comments, if I miss anything, leave it in the comment section below and I will answer the question as the best as I can. But that's my review. All right, I'll see you guys next time.